Hey, everybody. I know it said we had a few minutes left to go, but I'm ready to go. And it's 12 o'clock according to my time. So that means I started the countdown timer a few minutes late, but I don't want to start the day late. So great to see you. Glad you're here. Thanks all of you for coming out. This is our last Wednesday meeting of 2020. I can't believe we're already at this point. But the Flipping America RIA meets every Wednesday at noon Eastern. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, in 2021, it's changing to 12:30 Eastern. That's because we have so many new groups coming in the Central Time Zone, and we want to give a little bit later start. On the East Coast, what we'll do is we'll start the meetings once the pandemic lifts, and then they will join the Zoom call while their meeting is already underway. But in the Central Time Zone, they'll start with the Zoom call and then do the bulk of the local meeting in person after the Zoom call. So hopefully that's going to work out. That's what we're planning for. So we won't be back after today. Well, we're going to be here tomorrow night. I'm going to tell you about that in just a moment. But then we won't be back on a Wednesday until January. I think it's the 13th, that second week of January. It's time for the holidays. Can you believe it? And if you're with us now, you made it to the holidays. And I know a lot of us wondered the way things have gone this year if we were going to get there. We've got Dr. Margaret Curlew with us here, and man, I am excited to bring this story to you in just a few minutes. But first, the announcements. Chip is here. Chip has picked a number for today. Chip is a membership coordinator for the Flipping America RIA. It's a volunteer position, and actually, I'm in a volunteer position too. We're all volunteers. We do this just because we love you and we want to help you in your real estate business, and we think that we're onto something here with a national Real Estate Investors Association, and we're glad you're a part. And I thought that by the time we get today that we had an outside chance of getting to 10,000 members in our meetup group. We didn't quite make it. We're at 9,560. And I think we'll probably get to 9,600 before the end of the year, but I don't know if we're going to make it to 10,000. But that's okay. We'll be at 10,000 soon in the first month or two of 2021. And it's already so much more than I thought it was going to be or could be, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of it, just kind of be here watching it happen, and all of that is really, really cool. So I'm going to switch over here, and so I can look at this screen and I can make the announcements. This is today. As I mentioned, Margaret is standing by. She's here. Say hello to everybody, Margaret.
Hi everyone, it's
Okay.
Margaret Curlew.
Yeah,
Nice to meet
okay.
you all.
See, now you said that now. Okay, so not nervous, right? All right.
No, I'm not
Okay.
nervous anymore.
All right. Okay. So, I went too fast. Tomorrow is a very special night for Flipping America. You know, we could spend a lot of time talking about everything that's gone wrong this year. And through the year, we've talked about a lot of things that have happened and what to do about the pandemic. And suddenly the economy has changed, the housing outlook, what's going on. And we've had several shows about that. But when you're focusing on all of the challenges and the difficulties and the problems, it's very easy to take our eyes off of the things for which we're grateful. And we know we're coming into the Thanksgiving season, and I just wanted to wrap up our year with Flipping America RIA. And I know this may seem a little, I don't know how it seems to you, but to me, I think it's potentially powerful because when I take time to think about what I'm grateful for and why, it changes my outlook on the day. And if you change your outlook on the day every day, that's going to change your outlook on life. So tomorrow night, we're going to change our outlook on 2020. We're also going to change our lives a little bit. We're going to change our focus. And as a group, the emails are coming in. I've requested, and I'm requesting of you now, please email me 3 to 5 things that you're thankful for. It can be someone's name. It doesn't matter. You can explain it. You don't have to explain it. It doesn't matter. Just take a minute and email me or message me on one of the social media platforms. And because here's what we're going to do tomorrow night. I'm going to talk for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, now it's me, so it may be 7, about the power of gratitude and what it can do in your life. And I've listed out about 7 or 8 benefits of gratitude and what a change it can make in your life. And then we're going to spend the rest of the time talking about the things we're thankful for. Whoever is on the call tomorrow night, if you raise your hand and want to talk, I'm going to unmute you and allow you just to read out what you're thankful for and why. All right. And after about 30 minutes of that, I think we are all going to take a deep breath together and say, okay, come what may. We've got some things that we're grateful for. Life is good. All right. And that's tomorrow night. And that will be the last meeting of the year for the Flipping America RIA. Then we'll be off until January 13th. Okay. If you have an Alexa enabled device, there's this new trick you can do. It's not a skill that we taught Alexa. It just happens. I don't even know. But if you say, Alexa, play the podcast, Flipping America, good stuff's going to happen. It'll play the last episode that was uploaded. And I think that's episode number 435. It may be 434. I'm not sure where we are. I produce them and then I don't track exactly where they are. But this is the Flipping America show you would hear. Flipping America it's the brand started life as a show, actually started as a radio show. For those of you that are new and don't know, 17 AM FM stations across the country. Syndicators in Florida approached me and asked me to do the show 3 years ago. And after some convincing from one of my friends, I finally agreed to say yes. We created the real estate show. We called it Flipping America. And man, wow. 1.4 million listeners just to the that were logged in to this syndicator's website in the month of October listening to the show. That doesn't count who heard it over the air, and that doesn't count the podcast downloads. In January of 2019, we turned it into a podcast, put it on the Apple platform, as well as 34 other podcast platforms. It's anywhere that you're listening, whatever podcast platform you like, you could find the Flipping America show there. And then in 2020, we launched the RIA. I've already talked about that. This is a meeting of that RIA. And we are rebranding our online courses as the Flipping America Academy. And there's some interesting things that are going to happen. I'm not going anywhere over the next 6 weeks. We're changing the studio out here a little bit, and I'm going to be shooting video lessons on some courses that have been on the drawing boards for a while. And we'll come out with a new slate of courses in the Flipping America Academy in 2021. It is a buyer's club. I'll say more about that in just a moment. We're re-releasing. It's the network version 2.0, the Flipping America Network, also known as the FAN, Flipping America Network. Got it? Okay. That's coming in mid to late January. We're looking at the last pieces of the redesign of the site, making sure all the functionality is buttoned up. And it's harder than it looks, but when it's over with, maybe it will look like it was a pretty simple thing. Somebody should have thought of this a long time ago. But I believe the FAN will become the place for the buying and selling of investment real estate in North America in time. All right. And then the store sometime next year will have Flipping America apparel and so forth, like this shirt right here that says, I am buying houses. This is a shirt that you can wear to the door when you're knocking on doors. And I suggest also with a big lanyard to tell people what you're doing, so they might actually come to the door. All right. This is the Quick Start course. And I started to talk about this earlier. I want you to go into the chat right now. This is my $300 course. And it's 15 lessons to get you started in real estate investing, get you making offers on properties in 2 weeks. Go into the chat right now for your chance to win today. Here's what you do. Make sure that you're typing to panelists and attendees. And what I'd like for you to do is say, hello, everyone. I am, and say your name. I am from, tell us where you're from, and pick a number between 1 and 100. At the end of our time today, Chip is going to come on and tell us who won. Somebody's going to win this course. It's a $300 course, but until tomorrow, if you don't win the course or haven't won the course. Now, we had 1 week a few weeks ago where everyone on the call won the course. And Margaret, it was the week that you were scheduled to be here, and you had a family situation. And so
That's right.
Just to compensate everybody for that, I gave everyone on the call a copy of this course. So a lot of people out there have already won this course, but if you are one of the few unlucky that don't win it, then you could save $200 with that coupon, Social Distance Learning. Okay. In January, we're already signing people up. We still got room for a few more. If you want to get into my coaching program, we'll start in January. We'll go January till about June. There will be about 80 videos for you to watch, but you don't have to watch them all. If it's a topic that doesn't apply to you, then you get to pick and choose which videos to watch or which segment of videos. But there's also a weekly coaching call. The main thing here is not to put you through a program. The main thing here is to make you a successful real estate investor. We start where you are, what you want to be, what your life situation is, and we build a realistic and attainable, but a stretch goal for you to get involved in real estate investing. If you want to keep your career, that's fine. If you want to change your career, okay, we got a plan for that too. Whatever it is, we'll help you. And then we do the coaching calls every Wednesday night with no real agenda except to answer your questions and help, move the ball a little bit further down the field. That's the coaching program. Um, I am well worth $6,000 for 6 months of coaching, but it's half price right now. If you use that code, Purple Mountains, just like it is, take a picture of the screenshot, go to that link, bit.ly/Rogers Coaching, and use the coupon code Purple Mountains. And we still got room for a few more people to sign up. Okay. Worried about the stock market? Join the club. This is the Buyers Club. This is the Buyers Club. It's a done for you service that we provide. We go out and find inexpensive houses around the country. Club members can buy them. We teach the club members what to do with them. This house has already been bought by a club member. They bought it for $12,000, and you see the fair market rent in this neighborhood in Illinois is $600 a month. So they're going to try to collect $470 a month from somebody in a seller financing situation, and that will make them an average annualized return of 39% on their money. If you are interested in making, north of 30% on your money, now I can't guarantee it, of course. Not every house works out, but we only buy them if we think we can make that. Here's another one. This one also sold to a club member this week. This is in Illinois as well. They're not all in Illinois, they're all over the country. This one is a 3,000 square foot house, and a club member bought it for $9,500. Where can you go and buy a 3,000 square foot house for $9,500? Yes, it needs some work, and it needs a little bit more than most of the houses we buy in the club thing. But if you're interested in this, I am going to continue to be around on Tuesday nights all the way up until Christmas time doing this webinar. We'll make a new bit link in December. But if you use that link right there, you can be on the call next Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and find out for yourself what the risks are and exactly how this whole thing works. This is a club, and membership is limited because I'm looking for serious people who have $15,000 to $20,000 to buy a house. That really is kind of the criteria. I would prefer that you had $60,000 or $80,000 that you want to put into cash flowing properties, but you need to be prepared to buy at least one house. And if you do that, your membership cost is credited back to you. So it's basically a free club that you can join. All right. Thanks to American IRA. If you're interested in investing in real estate with your retirement funds, AmericanIRA.com/flipping America. Get all the information you need. Reach out to my buddy Mike Ventry over there, Mike Ventry at American IRA. He'll set you up. I know that he has set up people that are on this call, and he is a brilliant guy, can help you invest in real estate with your retirement dollars tax free. How about that? And our other sponsor for today is Bay Mountain Capital. Bay Mountain Capital is a lender for your next real estate deal. And now I need to move over here and find Chip. And okay, Chip, you are unmuted. Say hello to everyone. Tell us a little bit about Bay Mountain. Good, good. All right. Thanks, man. That's great. And yep. the info is coming in the chat. Be sure you say hello to Chip and also Mohammed. Mohammed is here from Houston and Bay Mountain Capital Loans in Texas as well. Say hello to everybody. All right. Thanks, man. Glad to have you here. Appreciate everything. Appreciate the relationship with Bay Mountain Capital this year. It's been a lot of fun getting to know the guys, and also you guys have some great loan products and types. All right. Margaret, you ready? All right. It is. It is. I'm rooting for Bay Mountain to expand to at least another 30 states in 2021. I don't think they'll go that far that fast, but they have pretty big vision over there. So, Dr. Margaret Curlew, mom to millionaire. All right, there's so much there I want to unpack, but let's begin at the beginning. And I want to ask you a personal question. When you were a young girl, now where'd you grow up, first of all? In 1989. Uh, so when you were like 2 years old. All right, all right, but now you are in Toronto or in the Toronto area in Canada. All right, all right. So now this that makes this question. I'm glad I asked you that first question because that makes this interesting. When you were, 12 and 13 years old, when you thought about growing up, did you have any idea what you might be doing when you grew up, or any dreams or aspirations? What were they? Oh, yeah. All right. So most Americans do not know about the war and what happened. You want to just give us a little bit of history there? Okay, that's awesome. Um, I think that probably no one on this call has experienced anything like what you experienced, and I think that also everyone on the call would probably say, "Oh, I've had some bad things happen in my life," but it is all kind of relative, I guess. So, but even for those of us who haven't grown up in the middle of a civil war, we've had things. When something is happens to you that is the worst thing that's ever happened in your life, you can't imagine anything being worse. So I don't want to diminish the experience of the people that are on the call either. But coming from you, a good word about what do you say to yourself? What is your messaging to your own brain about how you're going to get through this? What are some of the things that you were saying to yourself to help you arrive at where you are today? Always, right? Wow, that's amazing. Now, something happened in between you being a refugee and you being a landlord. There is a process of growing up and some training. Now, you have a master's degree. Is it in business administration, finance? I can't remember. Okay. Okay. Parlez-vous français? Yes, je parle un peu français. All right. Um, but then you got your doctorate in business, and so now I think the message here is not you got to get a master's and a doctorate in business to do the mom to millionaire thing. right? It is impressive. So, what motivated you to write the book, Mom to Millionaire? There you go. All right. So, when you launched out to buy your first property, did you feel like you had where'd you get the money to do it? Did you pull it from your retirement savings? Okay. So you probably weren't thinking a whole lot about the rate of appreciation or even maybe the rate of return. What are the things that you were thinking about when you bought that first property? Okay. Okay. Now, are all the properties you buying in Canada? Hmm. Oh, right. Yeah. There is a very specific way to build a network in a town where you've never been, and even I'm working on one right now in a very small town in North Dakota, and it's interesting because it works consistently pretty much everywhere. But that's all right. Back to you. You call yourself a mompreneur. First of all, tell us about the kids. Free, just pick them up. Wow. Yeah. All right. That's why I ask you, tell us about the kids first because mom first, right? All right. So now there's a certain mindset that gears a person for success. And I'm not even 100% sure I can put my finger on all of the qualities. But I don't know how much thought you've given to this, but there are things that are in your brain that probably were a part of your upbringing, maybe a result of your own thinking process. But those are things that there are things that are thoughts that you have adopted, thoughts that you believe, and I want to get at those in just a minute. There are some other things about the person that you are. You're going to be a success no matter where you were born, no matter where you live, because of the person that you are. But what are the parts of a mindset that are repeatable and actionable, and anyone on this call can adopt for themselves to find the success that they seek? Or you were born with it? Okay, I'm going to jump in here a minute because I want to come back because there's a mindset about recovering from failure, but I want to emphasize something that you just said and reemphasize this. It's kind of one of my pet peeves. It bothers me that everyone I meet would like to make more money, but many of those people resent the wealthy. I can't figure it out. there is a culture, there's a culture, at least in the United States, of resentment of the wealthy, when I really think that especially those who made their own wealth, they should be a little bit put on a pedestal. We do exactly what you said. Find out what kind of person they are, find out what they did. If you want to be wealthy, read about a wealthy person and do what they did. If you want to resent the wealthy, I think a lot of that actually comes from a heart of envy, and that's one of the seven deadly sins, you know. And if you have resentment and envy of the wealthy, then you will never be. And if you don't want it, that's okay. But if you want to do better, then admire these people. Find a way to admire them. You know, you could find something to criticize about anyone, including me. But if you find something that you can admire and emulate, then maybe you should do that. And I love that. And I thank you for saying that. And now I want to go to the mindset that helps you to recover from failure. Because another thing, one of my little things is if you haven't failed, you haven't tried enough things yet. So you're going to fail. And then what do you do? What do you do after that failure? What do you do, Margaret? Yeah, part of the remarkable story I don't know if you even see the irony here. You came to Canada, formerly a refugee from a war torn country in West Africa, and $60,000 or $70,000 in your bank account is the bad news outcome of your possible story. And there are a lot of people on this call right now that would say 60 or 70,000, that's the bad news. I'll take the bad news. I'll take the bad news for 100, Alex. All right. Um, but so that's a testament to your own self discipline, your own wisdom, living below your means and saving money. And a message for everyone on the call: one place to get started, if you don't have anything, is to live on less than what you bring in and start building until you have something. And if you could just discipline yourself to do that, you can start this beautiful snowball rolling. And once you've got the snowball rolling in real estate, it's easy to make it continue, right? Right. All right. Now, um, go ahead. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube right now, just go ahead and put your questions in the comments. And I think I've got a setting here that will allow me to see them. And I will ask Margaret your questions. If you're on the Zoom call, use the Q&A tab. I've got it open. I'm watching it. And so if you would like to ask Margaret a question yourself, just put it there and I'll get the questions to her. All right, let's moving on. Now we've talked about mindset. We talked about recovering from failure. I want to talk a little bit. We're not going to end on a negative, but this is a negative. Why is the traditional financial setup for employees, why is that failing people? What's wrong with it? Your thoughts on the subject of debt? I want to know them. All right, very good. And so you're in favor of debt when the debt is backed up by real estate. Um, and what you said there is exactly what I say and teach as well. So um, let's move on a little bit more to thinking about what would you advise someone who may be on this call who has we're going to do two things. First of all, they have a full time job and they want to keep it, but they want to get involved in real estate. And someone else on the call who may have just lost their job due to COVID or whatever, and they're thinking about real estate full time. Let's do the first one first. They want to keep their job, and what do they do? What would you recommend? I think that advice would work for both categories that we just talked about. Really. Okay. Well, what what if somebody's in their 40s and 50s and they don't have anything set aside for retirement yet? What should they do? All right, we're almost out of time, but we have a question from the audience here. How do you surround yourself with smarter people when you don't have anything to offer them? That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah, you're speaking in generalities a little bit. I mean, I know a few people who are very successful and also still a jerk, but there's a percentage of people that are just jerks. So, but I do agree with you, and I believe that what you're saying is also true there. Margaret, we're going to come back to you in a minute for a parting word of inspiration. So gather your thoughts. Right now, we need to hear from Chip and find out who won the course today. Chip, hey man. All right. Thanks, Chip. Thanks everybody for being here. Dr. Curlew, Dr. Margaret Curlew, it has been a true honor to hear you today. And right now, I want you to look at the chat because we have a unique way of expressing appreciation here, and that is to put sevens in the chat. Everyone that's on the call, on the Zoom call, please put some sevens in the chat to show your appreciation. And Margaret, just watch them roll in there for a minute because this has been really terrific stuff. This is our applause. It's our silent applause for Zoom and over. Terrific story, wonderful insights. Thank you so much. And now leave us with a parting word of motivation. All right. That's it for today, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, where we're going to have an evening of gratitude. And be sure you email me the things that you're thankful for, even if you can't be on the call tomorrow night, and I'll share them during the reading time. Dr. Curlew, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Bye now.